Heck yeah. No one expects the Inquisition. Stay away from the summoner. Okay. No, I have a chance to fail this. I don't know. I should have overrid the other save, but it's fine. We're gonna try and cheese this if we have to.
Good day, good sir. How might I be of service?
See, that guy's
You
got
could
the
start
plague.
by explaining to me why you refused to honor the orders agreed upon with the guard.
There's been a misunderstanding, sir. Of course we're ready to honor the orders. In fact, I've already had a word with your master-at-arms.
They're asking that we pay again, despite having already paid.
It's just that the price has gone up since. I've nothing to do with it.
This is inadmissible. If you agree on a sum, you need to honor that agreement.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm just an agent. And I'm only obeying orders.
Your master has apparently asked you to demand a second payment for this merchandise.
That's right. He told me that there
I'm not sure.
hiding something when he passed the order. And so he must have thought the guard would end up paying in the end, whatever he asked for.
I'll be damned. And I'm the one they've sent to settle the affair.
I think they just wither and die.
It's nothing personal. I'm only following orders.
Following orders.
Is the audio okay, by the way? Not too quiet or anything?
I wonder which one of the two of us is a coin guard.
Why don't we go and solicit other suppliers, Kurt?
When we've already paid for the merchandise? If these thieves agree to reimburse the original payment, it's what we do immediately. And do know, in the future, we won't be shopping with them. Well, I should think not.
This whole story sounds suspicious and stinks of a scandal. You're demanding a second payment but refuse to reimburse the one that was already made.
I'm not the one demanding nor refusing. It's my
Audio is a little quiet.
This stubborn fool is pushing me to madness. You understand now why I'm asking for your help?
Okay. Ooh, our chance is better with our little cape. Ah! We'll see how that is. I turned it up from 60 to 75.
I don't think you understand who you're dealing with. Perhaps I failed to present myself properly. Lord Desade,
The quiet
nephew
one.
of the Prince d'Orsay and legate of the Congregation of Merchants. During our conversation, you explained to me that your master forced you to commit a crime. That's regrettable, especially as you will be considered his accomplice in extortion, theft. You know as well as I that the congregation does not tolerate such illegal activities.
But I'm only obeying orders.
That is a shame. Well, as orders are the only language you seem to understand, I order you to return the guard the merchandise, without delay. Unless you'd rather your master is hung and that you finish your days in prison.
As you request, my lord. I shall go immediately and ask that these crates be delivered to the attendant.
Now that's a wise decision.
Thank you. I was beginning to think this would never end. You're certainly honoring your new title. Bravo! The quartermaster must be expecting us.
Are you still suspicious of me, dude, bro? The hell, Kurt. I do you a solid, and that's how you treat me. Did we want to go this way? I believe so. Yes. Yeah. Is there nothing for me to steal? No. Sad day. There's our man, Quartermaster.
Sir Desade, I presume. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. Captain, you set sail soon. Have you seen to our little business?
Yes, we were finally able to recover your merchandise.
Excellent news. I'm afraid, though, that your mission isn't completely finished, Kurt.
Blast me, I'm a captain, not an errand boy.
The commander was quite explicit.
Very well. What do I need to do?
The merchandise that you obtained needs to be sent to Tier 4D as soon as possible. But the Port Authority formalities for shipping take an eternity to wade through. And we've already lost quite a bit of time with this dishonest merchant.
Are you blatantly asking us to smuggle this merchandise in contraband?
I would never ask you to do such a thing, Your Excellency.
Ah, but you don't mind asking that of Kurt?
Well, now, if he finds an alternative solution that is less illegal, that would be fine. The method matters not. But this cargo must reach the Isle on the next ship.
Marvelous.
Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience. I'm certain you shall do what's required.
Cool. So now we gotta smuggle goods onto this island. Then I'm assuming the majority of the game takes place on. Since we haven't had like a title screen moment. I'm assuming they'll do all that when we finally leave this place. But there are a couple of things that we have to do. And one of those things, dear friends, I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. There we go. Yeah. We need to go talk to the captain next. He's gonna help out here with issues that we have, and it'll be great. And I see a goodie. Heck yeah. Ooh, that was weird. Oh. To the family of the witch man who provoked us, we have him, and we will kill him if you do not pay handsomely. Come with a full purse to the alley south of the old warehouse district. The alley, you say? Oh. I think I already beat these guys. I did. I already beat them up. Well, they're supposed to ambush you. But we jumped over the wall and got in a bit of a scuffle there. More goodies. There are goodies all around. You really need to keep your eyes peeled. Look at that. Major health potion, ammo that we don't need because we don't have a gun. Yeah, all the materials and stuff we're gathering is used for crafting and the like. So it's good to have. Let's meet our captain here.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd been best to refuse.
Captain Vasco.
And you are?
I'm Desade, the prince's nephew. If all is in order, we will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship, not a boat.
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor isn't with you.
He didn't come home this morning. I need to find him before departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind. The tide does not wait.
Perhaps he simply celebrated his imminent departure with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure, like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
Sure thing. All right. However, before we go asking the captain for
Be back soon,
favors,
Captain.
actually,
So, you still haven't found your cousin?
Have no fear.
I'm still without news.
all right, we gotta ask him about the cabin boy because he'll tell us people to go talk to.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Norts, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Close friends, yeah.
This Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavio and Laura.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish, you'll find them over there, in port.
Cool.
Be back soon, Captain.
All right. So before we go asking the captain for favors, we need to do him a solid first. And finding his lost cabin boy, who isn't really a quote-unquote boy when we run into him, is a good place to start. Also, we're gonna need that later. Is that better than what I'm wearing? Probably. It's a pretty decent piece of... Oh, it's... Wow. Interesting. Anyway, we're gonna need to be wearing this later, so we're just gonna go ahead and put it on. Oh, look at you, Mr. Soldier Doublet. Fine. Don't take my hand-me-downs. No! I wanted to speak to the boy. That was another cabin boy that we needed to talk to.
Good day. Someone told me that you're a friend of Jonas's, the young cabin boy who's gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
Yeah.
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro, and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guessed, but then nothing. drink. It blurs the senses.
I need to be going. Farewell.
Maori? Oh, New Zealand, indigenous, right? That's what we're talking about. Kiwis, yep.
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 deaf winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
Oh, these are all knots. As that's what they're all called in this game.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mist too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did Jonas seem troubled to you the night he disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand. Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof. Gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were. And I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left, you get me?
Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
Alright.
I need to be going.
Strange story, this is.
Something isn't right here, I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
Okay, there's a couple ways we can end this quest coming up. One of those ways includes using science! So I kind of want to try that, but the other way might be better for, like, your relationships and such. But when you have a chance to use the science, you gotta take it. You know what I'm saying? Pretty darned cool facial tats. As long as they didn't look like Mike Tyson, I suppose. Completing quests. Blur to blur. Hey, friend.
Good day, tavern keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
I'm looking for a Nort. A young cabin boy who's been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A naught, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping? In my establishment? You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
What?
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients.
The female got me a zebra cake that I'm going to
I
eat.
see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at this table. Anything else?
No.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
That's really cool.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No, have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I'm here. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days ago after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong-arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him, if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
And the rich man.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, sir. You are in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Theleme embassy.
Thank you. You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
The plot, she thickens. Also have the wrong quest, there we go. Alright, so, there's a couple things I know where to go, so I think I could just go. Or we can do some world building. And since you guys keep asking me questions that I don't have answers to, I think world building is the way to go. And when I was playing on my own, I was like, oh, this is so intriguing. Must learn more. Because it is actually really interesting, I think. So, we'll do the world building stuff. Because it's fun. And we have a fancy cape. Because we're Aberdeen, man.
Might I help you, sir?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
Oh, she could she? I think the female fell asleep, so it might be okay. Different area codes, you understand. Oh, the lady of the house is elder lady of the house. I recant my statement.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lord de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We're looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it's their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced. It seems that you have been protected from the turpitudes of our own nation and their terrible allies. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact. It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Alright, so we gotta go talk to people. Oh my god. Camera. Please. Alright. Who are we talking to? Learn more about Naut contracts. Alright, so we gotta go talk to the mutton chop man from earlier, who was like, hey buddy, look at these chops. The guy who got us out of the room in the beginning with the painting. Yeah. He knows all things folklorish. So, dilly-dally, shilly-shally, let's go! It's like nautical. Yes! This man gets it. Actually, no. I have to talk to the captain first. And then we'll talk to... And the dude waving his arms up there, that's the guy. In case you were wondering. Captain? Captain, my captain? Do I need to stand on my chair?
Sir,
Okay.
you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring...
Shut up. Madame Fontaine.
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Naut. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
Cool, thanks.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Nauts?
Not a Naut.
Well of scientific knowledge. He could tell us a little more.
There you go. And he's right up here. Yeah. I didn't even pick up on that when I played the first time, but that makes a lot of sense with the face tattoos and stuff. That would hurt, though. Just throwing that out there.
But I still don't see Constantine.
I have very delicate cheeks.
I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
I'm tempted to start doing that. Every time somebody asks me a question, just talk to them regularly, and before I end my sentence, just put my hands on my hips, puff out my chest.
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child due to some contract with the Nauts.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, Desade. We
Whoa.
will do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there's always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nauts. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important but they also require children to be offered in exchange.